Hi there crafters, Louise with you today. Welcome along. This is my first share featuring the July 2024 Kitaholic Kits. I am challenging myself to get a little bit more of the mixed media parts of the kits used this month. I do like a good paste in a background, so that's what I'm going to focus on for this first layout. I am going to use this particular photo, which is Master Zaleb, who, in a funny sort of story, actually won the Mother's Day raffle at school, but the school posted it to their Facebook page before Mother's Day. So I actually knew what I was getting before Mother's Day, but that's the funny story. I think the photo is super cute. He's got a very pleased look on his face, and of course at school he's wearing his lovely school hat, so really interesting photo, and I'm going to title this page Precious because I think that's what this memory is to me. Now you can see that I did have a little trouble choosing a background, so I had a particular idea in mind with this sort of torn little pop-out part of the edges of the layout. So I wanted to make sure that I was tucking some of the pattern paper because honestly this month those pattern papers are just gorgeous. I love the coordination of the colors. I love the patterns. I love that there's a good mix of plain and patterned sort of backgrounds. So I've chosen a kind of a plain background, and I'm going to tuck some of that floral pattern paper just in behind those torn elements. Now, when I'm creating with mixed media, I do sometimes like to create my photo cluster elements first, because this means that I have an idea of where my mixed media background should go, so I can actually use as much or as little once I know how I've built my cluster. So I'm going to now use some of the ephemera, and holy does this kit have some ephemera in it. I am shocked at the sheer amount. Like there's little pieces and there's titles and there's tags and there's Project Life cut apart cards. I'm so overwhelmed, but I pull out a couple of pieces that I think I might like to use. I have mounted my little Precious title up onto foam just to give it a little dimension and a little bit of enhancement. One of the things that I'm loving with clusters at the moment is just creating these little zones and tucking things in behind each other, taking some of the thought out of putting them around the photo and just creating these sort of what I'd call miniature clusters, and adding them to embellish around the page just sort of for me takes the thought out of it. If I take it off the page and create it before I put it down, it seems to be a little bit easier in my mind. I don't know why. Sometimes I can't explain what happens in my mind. It's just the way it goes. So again, more stickers, more embellishments, loving the little pieces here. There's tags and all kinds of fun stuff that can be used. This part of the process where I'm just embellishing again gives me the ability to know just what I'm going to add to the page before I embellish the background with that paste. All right, I'm happy with this. I'm going to go and stick a few things down just so that I can maneuver this while I'm adding that paste. It seems to be quite easy with this little tag and this little cluster that I've got. Perfect. Love this. All right, now let's have a little bit of fun with some paste and create this background. This chalk paste was really fun to work with. I enjoyed how it actually felt on the spatula. It wasn't sort of overwhelming for use. It came off really clean off the stencil. So I definitely, thought that the paste was one that I would consistently use. And as I said, I'm challenging myself to use mixed media products. I have so many in my stash that I've had to throw out because they have hardened and not been used. So yeah, just getting layouts done. Now, I did have a bit of trouble finding the stencil that I wanted to use because of spit it out. Because of the pattern of the background paper, I did go looking for one of my stencils that was sort of similar to that, but I couldn't actually find it. And so I decided on this smaller stencil. I don't even know where this is from. I thought the pattern sort of matched that filigree kind of background. And I had an idea that I wanted to make a diamond around my cluster. So I wanted to have sort of a pointed part to the right, a point at the top, to the left, and to the bottom. But my pasting skills, apparently I haven't done paste for a little while because my pasting skills are absolute rubbish in this video. I do apologize. There's just like stuff everywhere. And I don't like how this looks. It's not a true diamond. It was not working for me. So I was kind of like, what am I going to do? How am I going to salvage this? And so I decide to smush. Let's call it smushing. Let's smush some of that stenciled work with a bit more paste and just grunge it up a little bit. It was just far too clean. It needed just to be sort of, I don't even know how to describe it. You can see what I'm doing anyway, and just by roughing up the edges of that paste work, it starts to look like it has a little bit more flow. And I actually quite like this technique where it's sort of that clean stenciled paste and it moves into that more smushed kind of paste. Now, I used the white splatter from the last kit, second to last kit we got, but it kind of faded a little bit to sort of a lighter silver, and I really, really wanted some heavier white splatters. So maybe I didn't do heavier white splatters. No, sorry, that's a different video I'm thinking of. I didn't do more heavier white splatters. You'll have to stay tuned for that one coming up. I stick everything down, go ahead and add just a little journaling memory, even if it's just the date and what's going on. And then I pretty much finished with the layout except for a little bit of embellishing with the sticker sheet. So I'm not going to say this was an easy layout. For some reason the first one is never easy for me, but I got it done and I'm super happy with the result. So thank you for watching. That's my first share. I love to see comments and hear what you think of layouts, so please always leave comments if you choose. Happy scrapping, and of course make sure you're a subscriber for Kitaholic Kits.